There will be no mandatory vaccination for Jamaica. That's according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Mr. Holness says the government does not believe it can legally mandate that Jamaicans take the COVID-19 vaccine. His comment comes against the backdrop of several Caribbean countries' imposition of mandatory vaccination, resulting in mass protests. Mr. Holness says there is no need for similar unrest in Jamaica.
As it stands now, and we have discussed in Cabinet, the government is not thinking about or inclined to mandate any vaccines. In fact, we don't believe that is something that would meet the constitutional test. So there is no need for any social disruption in that regard.
Several local experts had recommended that the government take a more aggressive approach to coerce Jamaicans to take the vaccine if the country is to achieve herd immunity. However, Mr. Holness said the government would continue to try implement incentives for people to take the vaccine.
And so the persons who have taken onto themselves the civic duty of being vaccinated should not bear the same burden as those who don't take on the civic duty of being vaccinated. And so the government has a duty and responsibility to create incentive systems, incentive compatible systems, to ensure that persons choose to take the vaccines based upon those incentives. And we have started. We have put in place systems such as giving a cash transfer to persons over a certain age group and under a certain income level if they get vaccinated.
In the meantime, Mr. Holness says there is no need for panic over the current surge in COVID-19 cases, as the government had planned for this scenario. Mr. Holness says the surge was expected when the government relaxed COVID-19 restrictions in July.
You will have to note as well that the increases that you are now seeing, as the CMO would have pointed out on many occasions, that many of it would start 2 to 3 weeks ago, that you would be starting now to see the infection rising. So we are in that phase, a phase that we expected and we have planned for. It is not a time for the public to panic. You should know that the government has thought this thing through and how we will have to address it. And we will move through this as a nation. As
Carrie and Simpson, Frontline News.